Okay, today's video I'm going to do a little differently, and instead of seeing me, I'm going to just be talking and you can hear me, know that I am here. I am going to go through this material with you. This is called the distributive property, so go ahead and put that at the top of your notes. The materials you're going to need is your spiral notebook and pencil. You'll not need anything else except for those two materials. Distribute means to pass out, okay? So when we're distributing numbers, we're passing them out. And what you're going to find is that there's a number on the outside of the parentheses, and you're going to be passing it out to all the things on the inside of the parentheses. Okay? Here you have the A on the outside. You're going to be passing the A out to the B. You're also going to be passing the A out to the C. And when you do that, this is what it looks like. You're doing the A times B, A times C, and you notice the plus here in the middle? That just gets carried over here. What would that look like with numbers? Well, let's say we have 20 plus 6 on the inside. You're going to pass the 5 out to the 20, the 5 out to the 6, and then add those. So 5 times 20, 5 times 6, and we're putting a plus sign in between. Well, 5 times 20 is 100, and 5 times 6 is 30, and then if you add those together, of course, you get 130. The same thing happens if there's a subtraction sign inside the parentheses. You follow the same procedures. You pass the A out to the B, the A out to the C, except we're going to put a subtraction sign in between those parentheses. Let's take a look at it with some numbers. 5 times 20, 5 times 6, but notice the subtraction sign in between? Subtraction sign here carries over to subtraction sign here. Well, again, 5 times 20 is 100, 5 times 6 is 30, and then we would subtract those numbers. You try. Go ahead and pause the video and try this one on your own. And then come on back and we'll go over it. All right, did you do 7 times 10 and 7 times 8? And then because of this plus sign, you're going to add those two products together. 7 times 10 is 70, 8 times 7 is 56, and then you add those two together. Now we can also use the distributive property to make some multiplication problems become more mental math. Make some things kind of work easier in our head. 9 times 67 is a very difficult math problem to do all in your head. But if you break it down into pieces, it's much simpler. If we take that big number 67 and break it down into two parts, 60 plus 7, that really means 67, doesn't it? But now, instead of multiplying 67 times 9 in my head, all I have to do is 9 times 60, and then 9 times 7, and then put those two pieces together. And here, what was originally a very hard problem to do, 67 times 9, became much easier. 60 times 9, and 60 times 7. I'm sorry, 60 times 9 and 7 times 9. Same thing happens here. 48 times 7 is a really hard problem to do in my head. But I can break down the 48 to 40 and 8. So if I do 7 times 40 and 7 times 8, and then add those together, I'll get the same exact answer. If you're not sure and you don't believe me, go ahead and try it on the calculator. Go ahead and type in 48 times 7 and see what your answer is. And now here's my answer. 40 times 7 is 280. 4 times 7 with a 0 on the end. 7 times 8, which is 56. And now I just add those two pieces together. 336. Did you get the same answer on the calculator? Or try it out on scratch paper off to the side. 48 times 6. Do it out the long way. You try this one. 8 times 56. Not an easy problem to do in your head. Pause the video, break it down into 2 parts, pass it out, and see if you can do it mentally. Excuse me. All right, did you break it down to 50 plus 6? Now, of course, there's other ways to do it, but anytime you can break it down into a multiple of 10, that makes your life a lot easier. 8 times 50, 8 times 6, and then add those 2 products together. In class, we'll do some more examples. See you then.